Ladies and gentlemen. Wait, first let me pause. Wow. Wow. This was awesome. Oh my gosh, let me clap. Let me tell you, that was some real down-home blues. That was impromptu, live and direct from Right Chair. You are talented, brother.
I did not know that was a rare talent. I thought everybody could do that.
Oh my God, that's what makes it even more special.
Yeah, no,
Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? Everybody can't do that?
I'm serious. Like
Oh
I
gosh.
was playing a song with this the piano guy, right? He was a sight reader, and he's just like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, okay.
Everybody can't play harmonica like that.
No, not everybody.
You just channeled an old time, like 1875.
1875 is a little different. I could channel that.
Let me hear it. Let me get that.
Channel
Okay.
that.
All right.
That's a different style of playing. That's more.
What were you doing just now? That was blues.
That was cross harp and that's blues. But if you want to do 1870s style, what they originally did is more straight harp. That was cross harp. This is like second position. This is going to be first position. That's straight harp. That's only. So the difference between cross harp and straight harp is on the blow notes, and the cross harp is on the draw notes when you breathe in.
Wow, that's more mellow too, right?
It's more. Well, I mean, it's a different type of playing and different music. The bluesy ones are where you get the bend notes, and then you get to do all kinds of. I don't know. It's kind of a tradition with going in fitting in with bands and stuff. One of the best songs, if you want to hear a harmonica that goes everywhere, is Roadhouse Blues by the Doors.
Okay, I think I've heard that. Can you play that?
I have the wrong harp for that one.
Wow. So you call the harmonica a harp?
Yeah, it's a mouth harp.
Oh, wow.
That's a common thing that they call it, yeah.
Okay, so the harmonica, how long have you been playing it? When did you start and when did you say, hey, everybody can't do this?
About 20 years ago, I picked one up because I was a portrait photographer and I wanted to get kids' attention.
Yes.
So what's the best way to get a kid's attention? It's just like this. Get their attention. And I go, oh, okay. And then I figured out I could change their emotions.
Yeah, definitely. You changed my emotions with those two different tunes.
So, if I wanted to get a kid out of being in a spaz and get them to cooperate,
right?
You know how you got to give kids something.
Yeah.
You just got to give them something.
Okay.
Because that's the way kids are. So what I would do is I go when they're throwing their fits, and I go, "What's that?" I pause, look around, and I go. And I make a dance.
Oh my gosh, that is such an amazing instrument.
So I'd make them dance, and they'd be like dancing, and then I could get them to do what I want.
Wow, I love it. So do you know the history of it? Like, because you call it a harp, and most people think harp would be a stringed instrument, but it's
a nickname, and another nickname for the harmonica. They call it the Mississippi sax.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because like in the black culture, they couldn't afford a saxophone.
Okay.
So they would buy a harmonica.
This
instead.
is in slave times or like in the 20s?
It was like just after
like
slaves.
ragtime?
Yeah, ragtime. Just after like the 1860s or so.
Right.
So what guys would do was they would make their own instruments. So they would make guitars out of cigar boxes.
Yes.
They would use a whiskey jug. They make music with whiskey jugs. They call it the jug band.
Yes.
And so what happened was the slaves, they would get blind, they would get lame, and they would just turn them out and say, okay, go. So they would play for quarters on the streets.
Yes.
And so young men would help them out, and then they got taught the tradition from the songs in the fields,
right.
And they'd bring them into that style of music, and that's how the blues formed. Like one of the main guys that really helped blues and also acoustic, not acoustic, but different ones, was this guy called Leadbelly.
Leadbelly.
Okay, Leadbelly. Okay, he lived in Louisiana during the 30s and 40s, right?
Yes.
Convicted for murder.
Okay.
Escaped one time. So what he did to escape was he put heels on the front and the back of his shoes, so they couldn't tell which way he was coming or going.
Okay.
So it's a very smart guy. So eventually they let him out of jail because he knew more of those songs from the slave area.
Yes.
He was a treasure trove of songs.
Wow.
He was a musical genius. They only have 3 videos of him.
Okay, and these are recordings that I've heard some of the Chain Gang recordings. It's something similar to that.
Right. But Leadbelly is super important. The recordings, he was one of the first ones they recorded on the Library of Congress.
Oh, wow.
In the early 30s.
Okay.
So he was like one of the first ones, and one of the songs that he did a video of, it's like really, I mean, it's super contrasty, but it was like pick a bale of cotton, pick a bale a day, and then it was, pick a bale of cotton, and then he goes on in different songs. But he is also the master of the 6-string and the 12-string.
Okay, and
but he was just a treasure of music.
And he didn't play, but he played all the different makeshift instruments, like.
He played the guitar.
Okay.
He played the guitar, but you can find jug bands out there. So you can go look up jug bands, and then you can see jug bands.
I've actually seen some performances, like in the old,
right?
Like old movies.
Oh yeah, they have both black and white. Yeah. So what was important about that is these guys wanted to make money, and they wanted to, they were passionate about music. But they didn't have the money to buy the instruments.
Right.
And then one of the other instruments that during that
time,
the
washboard.
The washboard is that was one of the instruments in there too.
Yeah.
Because the washboard is kind of sometimes more effective than drums, because you can get 4 and 4 thimbles, and you can do like all kinds of rhythms with the washboard.
Right.
So but the washboard is amazing, and that's a good one too. And they had different things, but it was using the imagination with little money.
Wow, and it made beautiful, amazing, very unique music. Let me ask you, have you met anyone that you say, okay, just even for a hobby, like people who do jug band music, and you could like do it? Oh, so do you do that now?
I don't like. I have a friend of mine. He lives in Sun City. I live in Queen Creek, unfortunately, but that's a bit far. But I need to get a hold of him because he's old. But he plays the washboard.
Oh,
he's
wow,
really into it.
Great.
He's really into it, and he plays on Dixieland bands.
See, we don't get enough. There's another one there's the washboard, the
jug.
Is that now? What about the bass that they use? The wash tub bass.
The wash tub bass. They call it the gut bass.
Gut bass, yeah.
So it's a 1-string. So what they do is you take a wash basin, the
pole, or the basin, the wash basin.
And you put it on a broomstick, and you put a string, and then you boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and and it makes a similar,
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be great for you to get together with people who do that, because you don't. It's few and far between, but it's such unique, beautiful, rich culture, rich cultural music.
No,
Well,
it is.
So
it is.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna stop this right now.